Hey everyone, welcome to this video tutorial on how to create a wrong way sign. Now, we created checkpoint 1, 2, and 3 last time, and we were using the true conditions. We haven't touched the false conditions yet, and the only way this would actually ever be false for all the checkpoints is if we were going the wrong way. So those checkpoints or those falses are where we're going to put our code in. Now to start, we need some way to know if the car is going back or forth. So let's go ahead and click on our vehicle blueprint. So my Subaru Impreza blueprint. You can click on your blueprint where we have our current checkpoint and our current lap. And let's add in one more variable and just call this one backwards. And you could even put a question mark there. And let's make this an integer and compile it. Okay, so by default it should be 0, but if it ever turns to 1, then we're going to trigger our blinking wrong way directional sign. And I'm going to close out of this. We also need to import an image. So go online and find some kind of image to be your backwards sign. And I've actually created my own, and this is what it looks like. So it will blink on and off. That looks pretty cool. So back in Unreal, I'm going to click import and then find the photo and then just double click on that to bring it into the game. Okay. Let's go ahead and create a widget for that. User interface, widget blueprint, and call this the wrong underscore way blueprint or widget blueprint. And I'm going to double click on that and drag in an image. Okay, image, drag that in, make it bigger. You can make it the full screen if you want, or actually we probably don't want to make it the full screen or you won't be able to see your vehicle, but we want it big enough that it's annoying so you know you're going the wrong way. So let me kind of start it over there, and with it selected we're going to find the image option. Brush. Oh, here it is. Under brush, image, and we're going to go ahead and grab it. So let me see if it's in there. Wrong way texture. There it is. I'm going to adjust that a little bit and put it in the way. Okay. So that looks pretty good. I'm going to go ahead, compile this, and close out of that. Now let's go over to our checkpoints. So let's start with checkpoint 1. Go over to the false condition, and let's drag off a branch off the cast to your vehicle blueprint. So I'm going to drag a branch there because we have to get the backwards command. So get backwards, we need to be able to get it. So if it's false, actually we might just be able to set backwards. If it's false, drag over here and type in set backwards. Turn off context sensitive. Okay. Oh, cool. And let's set backwards to 1. Okay, so I could actually delete that. And the target is going to be our Subaru Impreza, so I'm going to drag that onto there. Okay, so if it's false, let's set backwards to 1. Something's going to happen. But if it's true, then I'm going to copy this and paste it over here. If it's true, then let's drag and connect that. Let's set backwards to 0. So it just means nothing's going to happen. We're not even going to like notice this. And we need to connect the target over to our Subaru. So I'm going to drag a node onto that. Okay, so true and false have now been set. So I'm going to compile that, close out of checkpoint 1, and kind of repeat the process with the other two. So if it's false, let's go ahead and set backwards to 1. Connect that. copy this, Control C, paste it over here. And if it's true, just keep it at 0 and connect it to our Subaru. Compile that one, close out of there, go to checkpoint 3. If it's false, set backwards to 1. Copy this one, paste it. Otherwise, if it's true, make it 0. And connect the two targets. Okay, compile that. That's looking pretty good. So that's all set up. I can close out of that right now. And the last thing we want to do is go over to our level blueprint to add in that death screen, or not that death screen, but that wrong way widget. So I'm going to open level blueprint and I'm going to add in another widget. So let's stretch this out a little further. Create widget. And this one is going to be the wrong way widget. And it's going to be connected to our viewport. But the thing with this widget is we don't want it to be visible at the very start. We only want it to be visible when we need it to be visible. So I'm going to drag a node off that and I'm going to type in set visibility. Okay. And you need a target. So the target is going to be our wrong way widget. So I'm going to connect that to there. And we're going to set that to hidden. So it's going to be hidden at the very start, but it will still like be there. So yeah, let's go ahead, compile this and run it just to see if it works. So I'm going to hit play. And yeah, you can see the other two widgets there, but this wrong way widget isn't showing up. So that's looking good so far. And then we can jump back over here. And now we want it that if that speedometer is equal to 1, we want it to blink on and off. So that was an event begin play. What we're going to do now is get an event tick. So this is going to be something that's being checked continuously. And let's go ahead and cast to our third person vehicle, or our blueprint. So cast to my Subaru Impreza blueprint. The object being the pawn, get player pawn. Okay. And what we're going to do is we're going to check our backwards command. So let's go ahead and get backwards. Okay, whatever it is. And I'm going to create a branch. And we're just going to check that. So backwards, if it is equal to 1, that means that we're going backwards. So that would mean it's true. And let me just go ahead and verify that real quick because it's been a while, but let me check. Yeah. So if it's false, it's going to set backwards to 1. Okay. So if it sets backwards to 1, that means it's true. So what do we want to happen? Well, we want it to blink on and off. So let's start with a delay of, let's do 1 second. We can always change that. And then we're going to put a command called flip flop. And flip flop is going to allow this to kind of do one, then the other. So it goes back and forth until the condition is no longer true. So the condition that we're going to be flipping and flopping is the visibility. So let me go ahead and copy this here, Control C, and paste 2 of these over here. So condition A is going to be that one, condition B is going to be that one. And let's go ahead and say condition A is visible, condition B is hidden. We'll also need to connect the targets, and the target is the widget. So I'm going to drag off that widget and connect the visibility to those. Okay, so that's if it's true. But if it's false, if that is not true, then we just want to keep the widget invisible. So let me go ahead, connect that to an invisible hidden widget, and then connect that to the wrong way. Okay, so it's a little convoluted, but hopefully that kind of makes sense. I'm going to go ahead and compile this and close out of this, and let's run it and see what happens. So we got our car there. If I run in there, it triggers 1. If I back away and then like run into it again, there we go. We got a wrong way flashing widget, but I'm going to keep going the right way. And as soon as I hit the next checkpoint, like it goes away. But if I decided to start reversing and go backwards, there we go. It's flashing wrong. Okay. It looks like it keeps flashing even if I leave it, but when I hit the next one, it goes away. Okay. So let's go ahead and fix that up so it just kind of vanishes as soon as we start moving in the right direction. Okay, welcome back. And I had to pause the video for a second to kind of think how to solve this, and I believe I have a solution. It's going to require a double box collision, but it's really easy to set up, and I'm going to set it up with the first one, and then you just have to repeat the exact same process with the second and third ones. So with the first box collision, I'm going to go to checkpoint 1, to my viewport, and I'm going to select the box collision and just do a Control W to duplicate it, and I'm going to drag that one over so that it's like slightly away from the first one. So this is our first one, that's our second one. If we looked back at the map, the first one and our second one, so you can easily see which one's the first one, this one, and then this is the second one, I believe, or actually that's probably the first and the second. Yeah, because that's in the, this is the main one where the little circle is, so that's the secondary one. So I probably want to rotate this. And move that over there. Let me just kind of verify. Yep. These ones are also backwards. Whoops. Okay. And back at the first one, I'm going to go to checkpoint 1 and go to the second box collision, select that one, and we're just going to do another on component begin overlap. Go to the event graph for box 1, and I'm pretty sure we could pretty much copy and paste this code. So drag off of there and cast it to our vehicle, Subaru Impreza BP, and drag off that. And all we want this box to do is when we cross it, we want to set our backwards to 0 because it means we're going in the right direction. So I'm going to go ahead and connect that and set backwards to 0, because if it's 0, it means we're good, and the only way we cross it is if it was true. So these two things here, I'm going to go ahead, copy that, hit compile, that works, and just like that, I'm going to go into the second one, select that box 1 or that second box collision, and do an box collision begin overlap, and I'll just paste this over there and connect these two, compile that, close out of that, go to number 3, box 1 on component begin overlap, and then paste this in and combine these two. Okay, so everything should be set up now. Hopefully I didn't go too fast, and when I hit play, you know, if I enter there, then enter there, it looks like it's good. Now if I decide I want to go backwards and I reverse, there, boom, it pops up. Oh gosh, my car's trapped. Oh man, this is fun. Okay, so yeah, I go there, but then I decide like, oh, you know what, I'm gonna start driving backwards. Okay, that pops up, but then if I drive back through here again, now it's good. So it's not popping up anymore. It understands that I'm moving in the right direction. Okay, so hopefully you found that video useful and you got uh, your thing working, your lap tracker and the wrong way symbol. And that's going to conclude this video. So I'm just going to run a few laps for fun. You don't honestly have to watch this part. I just want to do it for kicks. Okay, I'll see you later. Peace.